you can't be going into an uncertain period of time if you're conscious of where you are and know where it has to go, right? So it's not uncertain times. It's just uncertain because you don't know what the is going on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not uncertain. You're uncertain about what the hell you're doing. Like, you want to get a good set standard of cards, 2 to 3 cards, all of them high limits over $10,000, $15,000, and rock with those. Remember when I first started the business, I took out, I gave them $25,000 secured credit card to build the business credit. Never went back. They unsecured it now, but I never went back and like try to get more credit from them. I'm like, yeah, take 25 out of there, put it in a secure joint, give me a credit card. Because it reports the same. I was like, reality is that rich people, they spend all their money on the credit card and they write one big fat check at the end of the month to their credit card company. I got an old card with them, probably 8 years old, bro. That joint is $1,200. Like, I just want to close it. But it's 8 years of credit history of on-time payments. Because there's so much misinformation between just our communities about how you're supposed to use credit cards and what about credit cards or anything like that. And it's just like, I think that's just another thing. Another people don't know. The bank gets a loan at 10 times fractional lending. I get to go get a sight box. That's pretty cool. You know the box you put in there and you got the permits and in there?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Just keeping you in the loop. Just got the permit to start grading. We're going to schedule the pre-site inspection.
I believe you guys cut some trees, or somebody cut some trees at one point, and somewhere along the line, the city has come up and said that you need to get an erosion control plan. When whoever treed the property, they didn't get any kind of permit. So when they treed the property, they left the stumps. But to go in and remove the stumps, that's where it gets tricky, and that's why you have to get an erosion control plan.
Oh, so that was before I bought it. Before I bought it, they had cut it years ago to get the timber off of it. Because I don't know what they're gonna ask me to do with whether, because I don't know, am I digging small ponds? I have no idea. I've never done it before, so I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure what they want me to do. Yeah, because I'm trying to move fast. I mean, I figured we would be able to clear this in a month, but then again, I haven't had really somebody come out there and look. But that's kind of the estimate that I got. I got a good price on the actual property. And I don't want to reach a certain dollar amount per an acre, because I should have just, if that was the case, then I should have just bought already ready to go land.
We'll do what we can to work through it.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'll see you. All right, bye.
Hey, Max.
How you doing?
Great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just calling to let you know we got our erosion control permit from the city. So my plan is to get most of this kind of leveled and cleared out and create some type of pathway. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. That'll be awesome.
I said thank you, sir.
Yeah, all right. We'll talk soon. Be safe.
We were all broke and nobodies, right?
Yep.
It's like we didn't get in this game for clout or to have haters or to be arguing over some toxic shit, Like, we didn't get in this game for that.
All of that started in the last year and a half. It's crazy. First of all, today was the first day we had anybody back in our office in 5 weeks, so a month in a week. Go on Instagram, it's well documented. 2 years ago, I sat in a park. Maybe 3 years ago, I sat in a park downtown, and I took a picture of this building, and I said, yo, one day I want to own this building. It's 25 floors. I had no money at all. And I was like, you know what? I want to own this building one day. I don't own it yet, so that's not the thing. But I have a whole floor in this office, in this building. And my next step is to get to that next step and try to own it. Bro, this is what we end up building. This was a completely empty building. Here's my plan. I'm gonna take a corner office, either here, which more likely probably be here. So as you can see, I'm in this large building, and it's my next project.
Look at this.
And this is my realtor. Here we have an in-house realtor. We have an in-house attorney that closes all our deals. Name of the company's Venture Atlas. We have our paralegal. She's there, so she assists the actual attorney. This is my executive assistant. He's here. This is my office. Signature on the wall. Love the Monopoly. This is my.
Yo, I got that same screen, Max.
Bro, I love it.
Yo, check it out.
I love it.
Yo, look at this.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, you know the power in that screen then.
Bro, I love that screen, bro.
So, like, you know, because there's rumors out there that Max don't do deals or Max don't do real estate. Max just has a studio to put out YouTube videos. And as an entrepreneur, you can win going up or you can win going down. It don't matter. If you truly understand and love the game, bro, for me, because of everything that I've been able to accomplish, yo, real estate's only 1/5 of what I make. Real estate's one, and I'm not afraid to say that. You can call me a guru, you can call me whatever you want, an internet marketer. Real estate is 1/5 of my income.
Brother, we're on the same boat.
So y'all can call me what you want, because at the end of the day, I am building generational wealth. If I go cash a $100,000 wholesale check or a $100,000 check in something else, guess what?
Internet marketing check?
Yeah, my internet marketing check, you know what? It's the bank don't give a damn. Yeah, you know, this is crazy, bro, because what people got to witness, people that watch this, is that, oh, you guys, let me see if you guys still, are you there? Oh, it ended. If you're talking about me building my personal house, we just got the erosion control plan because we were moving more than 10,000 square feet of dirt. We had to get an erosion control plan because we're clearing 20 acres. Yeah, this is the first time I've built something, so I have no clue. What I did is I hired a builder that's gonna do cost plus for me. So essentially that means he's gonna get his set fee for building the house. After that, I'm the budget really up to me now. It's a 4,200 square foot house on 20 acres with a barn. For me, it's me learning, man. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I actually bought a book on how to build houses. Not that I'm gonna personally build it, but I just want to know the process. I was just in a hard place where I was very uncomfortable being where I was comfortable at. It was just terrible. And I just wanted to, at 30 plus years old, trying to start over again. You think your life is doomed because when you hit that 30, and it's just like, man, what do I do next? So it's just kind of, man, I myself was in a corner, and I decided I had to get out, and I made a good amount of money, and I was able to put a lot of that back and grow and scale so fast. And it's just a blessing. Now I have 14 full-time employees. They all get health insurance. We haven't let nobody go during this COVID-19 thing. We're still doing our thing. We got a brand new 8,000 square foot office that we opened up pretty much right before the coronavirus hit. And today was our first day back in the office in 5 weeks. And it was actually exciting to see all my employees, and we had fun. So we're doing half a days until we see, moving forward. It's different. People see me, but there's like an army of people behind me that are smarter, that are doing the things. And I have, when I start my morning, it's meeting, jumping from company to company to company. And I'll be very honest when I say this, 1/5 of everything that I bring in comes from real estate. 1/5. Now I'm not saying that's a small, it's still $1 million, but 1/5 of what I bring in comes in from real estate, and everything else, as an entrepreneur, as a true entrepreneur, it just starts to trickle in as well. And so I have other ventures and stuff that I do that we kind of talked about before. I wanted one deal, and that's why I say that's why my slogan says one deal away. Because when I got this, when I got the first check for 14,000, and then the next check came for 7, not even a week later, and I was like, okay, this is crazy, and then it was just snowballing. And I always looked at it from deal to deal to deal, and I did whatever it has. And it's crazy when these guys are riding bulls, and I asked these crazy guys, so how do you ride a bull for 8 seconds? For anybody think they can ride a bull for 8 seconds, they're crazy. I said, how do you ride a bull for 8 seconds? They said, jump by jump. And I'm like, it's the same thing. Deal by deal. I set out to get one deal. I needed one deal to get my bank account in the positives. Focus on one deal. Don't look at my business. You'll figure all that other stuff out. This is a good question, and I know why people ask this question a lot is because people are saying this is the best or this happened. Let me tell you something. There's every kind of list you could think of today got a contract signed. There's a list, all of them, from single high equity to vacant to retired landlord, tired landlord, water list. The best list is the one you consistently follow up on, period. Look, I got a video that's probably 2 years old that talks about my $100,000 a month blueprint on YouTube. And when I started this business, because I was very cheap and didn't want to spend that money that I got, every single one of my employees were virtual. I had everybody. And I'll tell you how I decided what position to fill in my squad first, and kind of like the timeline of what happened. I used to put bandit sounds out at night. We used to do 100 a week. We as in me. And then I used to make 200 calls a day during the day. So what happens is I started creating a lot of this outbound marketing effort that some of it turned into an inbound marketing effort. So as I was starting to do more and more deals, I started to miss more and more calls because I was occupied more and more during those times. So I would start to screen sellers by what voicemail they left. That's literally how much my cup was overflowing. And I realized the moment when I started to go look into my CRM and go back and Zillow that same address, I would see that it sold for what I would have bought it or for even less. I knew I had a problem. So at that point, I said the first person I need to hire was somebody to answer my phones. And I just needed to train somebody, and I took 90 days to train this person to get them where I wanted, just so that they can answer the phones and determine if a person was actually able and willing to sell their property. That's all they did, and I did the rest. So that allowed me not to miss any phone calls. My next person was, now that I'm busy doing this, I need to have somebody start to curate data for me, how I curate it, because I didn't go out and buy lists. I was curating lists from the sources directly from the county. So I would play with the county website for however I wanted, and then have them do it. I would do a screen record, and then I would show them how to do it. And while I was sleeping, her name is Alexis. Alexis would go out at night, and she still works for me today. She would go out while I was sleeping to gather these lists and skip trace them. So when I got to work in the morning, i.e. right next to my bed, then I would be able to make those phone calls. So then once I started that, then I said, okay, well, I'm spending too much time making phone calls. I need to hire a cold caller. Went out, she found me a cold caller, hired that person, trained them a minimum of 90 days to get them where I thought they needed to be. And then I hired another one. And that's when I started doing it. And then eventually I linked up with Francis because I sold him a property. And then Francis was so good, and he was a realtor, he started going on appointments with me. And then he started going on appointments without me. And then we were both going on appointments. You got one in Greensboro, I got one in Winston. All right, cool. Same time, we go that way. And then we just started doing deals like that. And then eventually it grew and grew and grew. And the more we wanted to grow, the more people we hired in whatever department we needed. Google searched the term, the 4 phases of real estate cycle. Right? And once you read that and read it several times, you will understand how you can make money in every single one of the cycles, whether we are in a recovery, recession, hypersupply, or expansion. You will be able to make money in every single one of those cycles. And don't worry about, and listen, if the real estate market does crash, guess what you get to do? Let me give you something. When the last time the real estate market crashed, Blackstone was spending $100 million a week. They spent $3 billion on property and $1.1 billion renovating them. Once you understand the 4 cycles of real estate, then you'll be like, oh my God, why was I panicking? How you get confidence is actually understand what you're talking about. Like, period. Once you understand what you're talking about, you're gonna be 100% confident. So I would become obsessed, but then see if you can shadow somebody else on a few appointment. How about you set the appointment up and then have somebody else take the lead and split it with you 50-50. Learn on the road. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend probably 2 years ago, and he was talking about like being around certain people will give you a certain good energy, and that energy is alphas only. It's everybody on this channel right here is an alpha. They have their own thing. They don't want what you have. We don't want what each other has, but we can come together and collaborate on things at all times. We never get envy of the next person, or we never have anything like that. We're in our own lane doing our own thing, but we can also come together. So it takes a strong personality, man or woman, whatever, to be an alpha. So I think, you know, if you're gonna have a circle, it needs to be of alphas only. You know, when I first started doing it, the person who I looked up in this business was Sean Terry. And last year he invited me to speak on his stage. Did you hear when I said I bootlegged this course and that's how I learned how to wholesale after I made my first 2 deals? You know, and I owed it to him to come back and speak on his stage and give him his props when props due. So I don't know if I ever had jealousy ever. You know, I was always happy to see somebody else win. And I just inspired to get to a certain destination. At one point it was, I need to get where Sean Terry is. And now it's, you know, I need to be where somebody else is, or I need to get where somebody else is. And it's not I'm not looking at them envious. It's just like, man, they've done what I want to achieve. Cause I want to go on trips with people where we're all doing our own thing. Like I don't have to pay for it. They don't have to pay for it. It's like everybody's got their own thing going. So yeah, squad up, alphas only. Like, if somebody still thinks with the mindset that they need to look at everybody as competition, they haven't figured out the game yet. And it's okay, because it takes everybody some time to get to that position. But once you start to realize, wait, there's more money on the table that I can ever grab. It's like going to a black barbecue. There's more chicken on this table, picnic table, than I can ever eat myself. Why would I need to fight somebody? My man is over there cooking fish right now. So just like, you got to understand, there's enough on this table for everybody. You just need to get your pie. And you know what's crazy? Everybody has a different level of success. I want to be a black billionaire real estate developer, right? Somebody may just want to make $1 million a year. Somebody might just want to make $250,000 and go on 7 vacations a year with their family. So there's enough pieces of the pie to go around. There's no way I can open up an 8,000 square foot office and invite people to see my business every day if I still had an idea or a thought that I need to be in competition with everybody. I have a lot of side projects that I love to do. I don't really have anything to promote, man. The only thing that I want to promote is positivity and peace in this industry. Sometimes it can be very toxic. And I think a lot of people don't have the abundance mindset. Where I got no enemies in this business. I hope everybody succeed. I hope everybody goes out and achieves whatever goals. I have nothing for you guys to go watch, man. Just go keep doing your thing. Keep watching people and it doesn't even have to be me. You might not like my beard. Go watch somebody else, that person that you can relate to and hang out with, and you know, listen to their voice for 8 hours a day of whatever it is, and just maximize. What are you doing with your 1440? You got 1,440 minutes each day. Just use them wisely. Basically broke it down into, stripped everything off of it and just got the addresses of the property. And with the feature inside of PropStream, what I can do is go into here and upload these properties into PropStream.
From the loan officer that's doing Main Street. I mean, I can't believe that they got this ready to close tomorrow. And the only reason we're not closing tomorrow, I don't know, is because the attorney that handling the closing hasn't sent them the title work. But they're ready to close tomorrow.
Who's the lender?
Isn't that cool?
I think just shoot me. Look, I got a team just like the rest of y'all, so I always consult with my team, bro.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm big old Brandy. You know what I'm saying? So if you shoot me what you said, I'll just give I can get feedback from me and my team. I would make sure that people outside of typically don't know, because I know we take for granted a lot of the words. Like, we know what we're talking about when we say closers and all that stuff like that. You need to make sure people know that you're making calls to sellers live. Listen to calls to, like, because some people overlook we talk in that language, but some people a few steps behind us may not know what they talk about, the closers, Olympics. What are they talking about? Closing deals live, something like that. Everybody gets that.
You can't be going into an uncertain period of time if you're conscious of where you are and know where it has to go, right? So it's not uncertain times. It's just uncertain because you don't know what the is going on. You get what I'm saying? It's not uncertain. You're uncertain about what the hell you're doing. All right, before I leave and end this video, I want to give you two important things to remember. That during these 4 phases of real estate, they don't have to happen in equal times. So just because the recovery phase takes 9 years doesn't mean the expansion phase is gonna last 9 years. You have to pay attention to the market to be able to predict when each one is coming and going, and that's completely up to you. Second is that each one of these phases doesn't mean it happens across the country all at once. It typically be regional. It could be that California is in a recession and the East Coast may be in a recovery. Whatever that means. Typically is that it doesn't need to happen all at once. It could be market by market by market. All right, if you remember these 2 things and pay attention to the 4 phases in the real estate cycle, then you'll be well equipped and fit to handle whatever's coming your way. You'll learn how to adjust your business or your investment strategy so you always stay ahead of the market. Now, if you've liked this video or learned anything from it, please take the time, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell so you know when I'm posting new content, and share this with a friend if they think we're still in uncertain times.
Cut. Perfect.